Hello, everyone. Welcome to the session. Victoria is also here. So, we will just give 2 more minutes for everybody to join in. In the meanwhile, if you can say where are you from, it'll be nice, interesting data for us to collect. So, Victoria is joining from Romania. I'm joining from India. Who else are here? I see 22 people to be there on the call already. So I think maybe just
So
joining.
maybe let's allow time for everybody to find the chat option, the feature where you can
Okay.
have a conversation, real-time conversation.
Okay. So Fred is from Ottawa. Welcome. Um, Sazgin. Hey, good to have you here, Sazgin. Sazgin is one of our old student. Sapna is also our old student, I would trust. Is that right, Sapna? Okay. Ruchi from Texas. Menas from Ghana. Wow, very good. Scott from Augusta. Oh, we have one more person from Romania as well, Victoria. Larissa. Oh,
Okay, welcome, Larissa.
hmm. Sezgin is from Turkey. I'm all good, Sezgin. I trust everything is good with you. Rasid is from Winnipeg. Wow, very good. Okay, Vinod is from India. So, which part of India, Vinod? India is a large country. Oh, Anu is our current student. Yeah, welcome, Anu. Hey, Steve, good to have you on the call. I think we should reconnect again sometime. Hi, Pamela. Thanks for your help, Pamela, to our existing students. Stacy, then Francesca. Wow, Italy. Very nice. So we seem to be having a good diversified portfolio of people joining from many countries, except that probably it's a little late for Australia. So that's something we have to really rethink. Victoria, maybe sometime in future we'll start this series for Australia as well.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah, I think we should be able to. So I'll see how we can plan that out. Maybe we do this next month for Australia.
Maybe. Or maybe we can share the recording.
We do, but I think live is has a very different experience. No.
I
Hey, hi,
agree.
Anna. Judith. Okay, Judith is from New Jersey. Okay, I lived in New Jersey for some time. Erin is from Texas. Bilal. Hey, hi, Bilal. Welcome to the session. Bilal is again one of our past student. Lilia. Okay. Okay. Formerly from Lithuania, but from Ukraine. Okay. Claudia. Good. So I think maybe we already have, should be a little bit more people now. I can see a lot more names than what I see live. Hey, Pritham. Where are you from, Pritham? Which part of India? Bangalore, Chennai, Gurgaon. Rasid has said hello to you, Victoria.
Yeah, I see it. I just don't want to talk over you.
Okay.
I'm watching all of this. Hi, everybody. Hi.
Okay. Seems to be a good group today. Oh, Pritham is from Bangalore. Okay. Good. So just about 1 more minute, then we will start. Glad to see so many of our past students in the webinar. Michael is also our past student. Okay. Carl also. Oh, Carl got ECBA through us. That's what he's saying. Very good, Carl. Thank you so much for joining. Evita is also our past student, if I remember well. I remember a lot of names, but not all of them. So
Alan, for me, it's such a challenge to remember all of these names because we have so many students.
true, true,
I
true.
I think
And
you have like such a good memory.
yeah,
Hi,
true.
hi everybody.
Yeah, Tatiana is from Seattle. That's again a place I lived for some time. I lived in Bellevue. So how far is Bellevue for you, Tatiana? Pretty far or close by? Should be close by. Okay, I think Victoria, it's all yours now. Let's go ahead and then I will take over in the middle from you.
Yes. First of all, guys, thank you. Thank you so much for joining this session. And big congratulations for investing in you, for trusting us, first of all, for trusting us, and for spending this evening, morning, afternoon with us. It's just 1 hour, but it means so much to see so many people and to see such a lively chat. So first of all, congratulations. Yeah, you could spend this time in any other way, but you decided to be with us. So this is really, really appreciated. So let's talk about today a bit of expectation management. So today we talk about data visualization. The first topic would be like why data and why data analytics, because visualization is part of data analytics. And like, why is this important for us as business analysts? And by the way, please type in the chats. If you see me looking like this, I'm reading your comments. And please type in the chat, like, what's your role? Are you a business analyst or a variation of business analyst? And like, why this topic is important for you? Okay, so you are talking to us, but you're talking to everybody in this call when you are typing in the chat. So please keep the conversation going. So that would be the first topic, but that would be a very, very short introduction because the main subject is about data visualization, and we will split it in two. We will talk about techniques first, and there's so many techniques, and we will focus on the most used and useful. There are many, all of them are useful, but not all of them are very much used on, let's say, very, very frequently. So we will focus on the most useful and used. And here we will give you example, like Ellen will walk us through the practical usage of those techniques. And then we will talk about tools. But again, since we just have 1 hour, we will mention the few tools. So if you really want to learn more about this topic, you have so many resources available. And maybe we will do additional sessions to go deeper. Or maybe you will join one of our training sessions. And of course, Q&A. But since this is such a condensed session and we just have 1 hour, which flies really, really quick, we will keep an eye on the chat while talking. And if you have a question that is important to be addressed immediately, we will do so. Otherwise, we will keep the questions at the end. Good. So first of all, again, as thank you to those of you who are attending this webinars, as usual, Adaptive is giving a discount coupon. So Ellen, can you give additional instruction like how to apply this coupon and when it expires? Ellen? Or maybe colleagues from Adaptive can write this in the chat, like instruction how to use this coupon.
I will do that at the end, Victoria.
Okay, so let's keep it at the end. That would be so stay tuned, stay tuned. So there will be instructions on how to get this discount. Okay, so let's jump into the topic. And this topic became popular in last few decades, especially the last decade, that it became relevant for business analysts, especially with the publication of the latest guide from IIBA called Guide to Business Data Analytics. So if you want to learn more about this subject or to see like what is the relevance of this to business analysts, of this subject to business analysts, I encourage you to access this resource and to study on your own. But let's first of all see, there are many confusions around the topics like what is data analytics, what is business data analytics, what is the relationship to business analysis. So let's start first with seeing like what do you think? Because BA block being the like a almost like a Bible of business analysis has data analysis technique. We have data modeling, we have data analysis, and data mining is there as well. But the question is, in your own opinion, based on your current knowledge, what do you think? These two topics, data analytics and data analysis. Type A in the chat. It can be small a, big A. If you think these are like synonyms and they can be used interchangeably, okay? Type B, if you think like business analytics, it's much bigger and it includes data analysis. Type C, if you think like data analysis is a rather broad and abstract term, which include data analytics. And then if you think like these are totally distinct domains, go with a D, okay? So we have like C, we have D's, B's. Okay, so very, very interesting and anticipated. As you can see, there is no consensus about this. To be honest, I'm not expecting to see A's and D's because these are like too simple of questions. And B's and C's actually are the most common. Those of you who said D, write in the chat why do you think they like have nothing in common. This is like if you're saying D, for me, it's really, really interesting, your opinion. But otherwise, B's and C's are usually the common ones. And it depends if you have a more like data perspectives, like from data science, or you're coming from statistics or research, or if you're coming from business. Yeah. So, and to be honest, if you said B or C, you're both correct because it's like a Venn diagram that intersects, the two intersects. On the like, if I would go to explain it to like a 5-year-old, or maybe not, because 5-year-old doesn't know what statistic is, maybe to a 6th or 7th grade student, I then would say that every time you see X at the end, analytics, that involves statistical analysis. Yeah. And analysis might not involve statistical analysis. So now you might think, is statistics like part of a bigger thing? Or is statistic a bigger thing and then analysis is part of it? So this can be seen in both directions. So thank you very much. Actually, I will be reviewing all of your responses after the call because I really want to see what we do some analytics on this or analysis. Okay, so thank you. Now, as I told you, data analytics is not a new topic. It just became refurbished, kind of shiny again. So it's an old thing that now we are make it shine. Yeah, it's not new. I can tell you from this, from my own perspective. So my, sorry, not perspective, experience. I graduated an IT university, and my bachelor thesis was about artificial intelligence and machine learning. Nobody cared about that topic. I would be so proud about it and I would talk about it, and like nobody will be listening, like, okay, boring. But nowadays it's so trendy, it's almost fancy to talk about machine learning, if you, even if you don't know what exactly what that is, but it's very, very popular as a topic. Is it B or C? It's B and C. They kind of merge into each other. Yeah, so it depends on the perspective. So I'm just replying to the chat. Yeah. So nowadays we have such a big amount of data. And by the way, very quick question. This is just a very improvisation question. Go ahead and write in the chat. When we talk about big data, what does that really mean? Is it like a large amount of data, or big data means much more than just enormous amount of data? Like what? Because yes, we have a rather large amount of data nowadays compared to when I was doing my bachelor. Um, but what does it really mean, big data? Yeah, is it like just because the data is enormous in volume, or is it something else? Go ahead and write in the chat. So nowadays, with Facebook, Google, Netflix, Amazon, all of these different companies who are not only collecting all of this data almost in real time, some of them like in real time, and not only storing enormous amount of data, but now we need to use it. This data is precious. And you know that there is such a fight for owning data, and now we need to use it to learn from past, to predict the future. And this is where data analytics come. Okay, good. And of course, it's much more than just a huge amount of data. Just to answer some of you, it's about also the type of data. Okay, because we have traditional data like relationship databases, and then big data includes audio files, images, and all of the other formats. Okay, so big data, it's not only the fact that we have enormous amount of data, but we also have other formats of data that are not suitable for traditional approaches. Okay, so it's quantity and variety, and also velocity, and also the quality, like how often, how frequent it is collected. Okay, so enough about the intro, and now let's jump into the visualization topic. Yeah, and Elan is the best person to talk about this, because he's not only expert in creating charts, but he's expert in consuming information that is delivered by charts. Okay, Elan.
So, okay, so let me take over from here, Victoria.
Sure.
And I think all of us have created data visualization. I would trust 99.9% of you would have created charts, graphs, trying to explain things to your stakeholders. And we use it on a day to day basis. So I will show you some of the charts that we use almost on a daily basis. So, whenever we are looking to create visualization, obviously we have to keep the purpose in mind. What is it that we are trying to convey to our stakeholders? Is it current performance? Is it distribution? Is it a performance over time? So, those are important. Or is it a performance over different states, countries, nations? So, there are different ways you look at data. And whenever you are creating data visualization, keep the audience in mind. I have seen enough number of technical charts which my colleagues created long back when we used to do this Six Sigma projects, and they picked up a tool like Minitab and all such complicated tools, but hardly anybody in the audience would understand what you are trying to show. So if you show anything that the audience doesn't understand, it is not very valuable. It's actually counterproductive. Then charts, there are plethora of charts, and in fact, if you just look at Excel, there itself you will find probably 30 different types of charts. And you are not going to use all the charts all the time. So you have to choose charts appropriately. Then always use colors wisely. Sometimes I've seen people using red color to indicate something going very well, which is counterintuitive to stakeholders because we all have been tuned to the traffic light indicator where we know green means go, amber means wait, and red means stop. So, in general, stakeholders understand those color combinations. So, it's always good to use colors wisely. Whenever you want to show something good, show it as green. Whenever you want to show something not so good, not performing very well, probably use red color. It's also always important to highlight the most important information that you want to convey. And sometimes it could just be one simple number. A lot of times I have actually communicated through, like, when we look at business analysis as a domain, and there was a study done by PMI which said that about 39% percent of project failures are due to poor business analysis, and that's good enough data. No, if you're trying to convince stakeholders why look at business analysis in a serious way, that much information is good enough. So don't think that it's always necessary for you to create complicated graphs. It could just be a single number conveying what you want to convey. Of course, avoid clutter. That I think no way helps anyone. So these are few principles that you can keep in mind. Also, be make sure that you are not conveying something in an incorrect way. Like I've seen a lot of times, people are smart enough not to start the y-axis at zero, and that kind of amplifies the gap, which is not true. So if you, whenever you are drawing a data graph, make sure that you start your y-axis at zero. So
Okay,
this is a
thank
couple of
you.
slides that I have picked up from here. So we are going to give this deck back to you. This is from a company called Policy Witch, and I really liked it, so I have kept it here. And a lot of these things I think is very inherent, like show data whenever you can, reduce the clutter. Like this background bars are not helping anyway. Integrate data with graph, which is always helpful. Okay, this is something which I also have to understand quite well. Otherwise, in general, this is what I told you: stat bar and column charts at zero. Don't start at a different thing. Make the labels easy to read. So many of you might have seen a lot of people using vertical bars, but vertical bars always make it harder for you to understand the label, whereas the horizontal bars make it a lot easier. So this is a very quick note which we can keep in mind and use it like a guidebook.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And also, we need to mention the skill of storytelling. Yeah, because
Yeah,
data is raw. Yeah, it has no story behind
true.
unless we analyze and we put it in a story. And depending on what type of visualization we choose, then we can guide that storytelling in the right direction. Yeah. And there can be a mix of different graphs for the same purpose. Yeah, depending on what you want, what's the message. Mhm. Okay, thank you very much. I believe we'll see some examples later.
Yeah, of
So let's
course.
look forward for that. Perfect. Okay, so let's continue. And there is a process, of course, for data visualization. And some of you mentioned this in the chat that data analysis does not include collecting data. And you are right, because there are a few steps here, as you can see. Yeah, so we understand the business case, build a measurement plan, collect and prepare data, understand, and then we analyze and visualize. Yeah, so if you see it from process perspective, then you can say that data analysis is here and data analytics is all. Okay, so it's all about perspective, but today we're zooming in on this topic only. Okay, and let's talk about techniques. And now be ready to type fast. Okay, so let's see who can recognize these graphs as quick as you can. Okay, so these are very, very simple graphs, but let's have like a fun interaction. First of all, what do you think is this, this graph or this representation? It's not very big. I mean, we don't need to read what's on this graph, but at least you can maybe recognize it. So let's see who is the first one to recognize it. Yeah, anybody? Maybe if you don't know, maybe we will try with the second one. So go ahead and try. Okay, thanks. First is bar chart. Yes, bar chart that can be horizontal or vertical. Perfect. Elan, you are playing dirty. You are not allowed to
Okay.
participate unless you are whispering. You're helping. Okay, you're helping. Good. And the second one is not a bar chart, definitely. Okay, we see histogram. Oh, we see line chart. Okay, okay, line. Definitely the term line is should be in the title. This one is the easiest. Is the easiest. Okay. So how do we call this one? Hmm? Let's go. This one. And actually, it has two names. It has two names, this one. Mm? And both are tasty and edible. Yes, it's pie chart or donut chart as well. Yeah, good, good, good. Thank you. We have two more. So this one is not the top three are the most used. Like you can recognize them easily. Who knows what is this? The name of this one. Mm? Alan, you are allowed to whisper if you wish. Yeah, okay, let's see. Let's see who knows this one. And I will just give the last one so that you will have time to write. Oh, yes, Judith, you are right. Yeah, yes, it's scatter plot. And this one, it's easy. You just can tell what you see is the name. Yeah, what you see is the name. Elan, and after this interaction, you will have your time to present what the real application and the types of
Sure.
techniques. So if you want to share your screen while people are still giving us examples.
Okay.
Yes, it's bubble. The last one is bubble. Yeah, so we have bar chart, line chart, pie chart, scatter chart, and bubble chart here. And these are like very, very common ones. Okay, Alan, so if you want,
Okay.
good.
So I think I just wanted to show some of we use on a daily basis. So you get some feel how businesses use data, and I believe many of you might have seen similar charts. So this is one of the charts that I use on a daily basis, where I try to observe how many prospects are registering with us. And as you can see here, sometimes we see very strong peaks, and usually there is a sine wave pattern, if you recognize sine wave, which is Monday to Sunday. So usually Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we tend to get a little bit more number of prospects. Saturday, Sunday, it kind of drops down. And whenever we see a peak, we try to investigate what did we do. Was there a special cause which made it happen? Obviously, this is a clearly an outlier point which we try to analyze, and we realize that the day that we have a webinar, especially if we have an IIBA webinar, that day the number of registrations go up significantly. This is again, if you see here, a horizontal bar where we're trying to see how many calls and meetings happen by different customer success managers, and we try to balance it out. No, so somebody should not have too many calls and somebody should not have too few calls. So that's something we use. Then another graph that I use very extensively, a funnel report, which some of you might have used. A funnel report essentially tells you customers come to you. So if you see here, in a month, we generally generate about 100, not 100, 1,000 prospects, of which about 600 become a lead. That means they're keen on some of our products and services. They become marketing qualified, they become sales qualified, some of them become opportunity, and some of them do become customer at the end of the month or during the month. So that's how we track this funnel report. This is again a line area bar kind of thing, which is indicating how customers are coming to different things. This is a simple table graph or data which is indicating if there is somebody who has come to our system but hasn't been assigned to someone, because we want an SLA to be done. So this, in terms of data, it has a very good value because we know this person should have contacted but hasn't been contacted. Take action on this. There's plenty of metrics data you can see here. I was talking to you like how is the website performing? Are the number of views up? Are the number of submissions up? All kinds of things. Again, another horizontal bar, vertical bar. I haven't used much of pie chart So again, if you're looking at some kind of a distribution, you can always create pie charts. So these dashboards are built on a platform which is called HubSpot, which is our CRM system. So if you guys are using any kind of ERP package, CRM system, that might come with built-in packages for doing things. So explore them because the data is already there. But even if you don't have this, using Excel itself, you can generate a lot of graphs. And in fact, Excel has amazing ability to create different kinds of graphs, but you probably have to have a little limited data set. You can't go with 20 million records and use Excel. For that, you probably have to use some other system like Tableau or some other system which will allow you to use those many records in dashboarding or reporting. Back to you, Victoria.
Alan, can you just keep your screen a little bit? So, as business analysts, what's the relevance of this? Because there are business analysts, and then there are like data analytic expert, data science, and like other like more like technical. But let's talk about like what is the relevance for business analysts. Okay, so for instance, let's say a customer comes and says, "I want a dashboard. I want a dashboard." So what a BA would do, Ellen, would you describe like your thinking process?
Okay. So usually most dashboards are created to understand performance of a process or performance of an solution. So this dashboard is essentially designed to understand our marketing department's performance. It's very clear. The more number of prospects that we can bring to the company, the more number of customers we are likely to have. It's almost like a one is to one correlation kind of thing. May not be one is to one, but at least there is a zero point 0.9 correlation. So that's why we track it so closely, saying what is the KPI or metric that will indicate our marketing performance. And that's this KPI, number of prospects or inquiries generated on a daily basis. That's what we are trying to measure here. This graph is primarily designed for load balancing purpose. That means if we have four customer success, are they reasonably evenly loaded? Now, as you can see here, you do find one of our customer success managers being overloaded. No, you can very clearly see are getting around 25, 26, whereas C is getting 45. So we probably have to think, how do we balance out the load here? Maybe we add one more person or redistribute work so that everybody comes to around 30 as an average number. So it depends on what you want to measure and what metric will tell you that measurement, and what visualization will indicate to you that you are seeing the right information in front of you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. So if you remember the first slide that I showed you next to the to the guide to the business data analytics, it was like a Venn, almost like a Venn diagram when you have business analysis and data analytics, and then there was an intersection. So even if you are a data analyst, you need to apply business analysis skills into eliciting business requirements, because any of this visualization is a solution or potential design of a solution, and then it becomes a solution. Yeah. And in order to create a solution, we first need to understand what's the problem. What problem we want to analyze, to solve. Then we go elicitation, analysis, sometimes documentation, sometimes prototypes or mockups, and then we go with the like final solution. So this is why the skill of at least like knowing what is data analytics, what are the data analytic techniques, and exactly like what Ellen presented, like the practical usage is really, really important. Okay, so let's go back to the initial slide deck. So thank you for this. So as you have seen on Ellen's presentation, he started talking about KPIs. Yeah, so KPIs are very, very important because this is the what is tracked. Yeah, like management cares about KPIs. So also data visualization seems like, oh, we need to have graphs with colors. Just like values of KPIs can be on their own already a visualization, but also Ellen showed you that tables can be a way of visualization. So tables, matrices, just raw data, and of course visuals. And we've covered bar chart, histogram line chart, and pie chart very quickly. But this is so much more, and we will not even dare to start a discussion because it goes very, very advanced, and we don't want to bore some of you. And anyway, if you wish to learn more, go ahead and use the Google, almighty powerful Google or ChatGPT, or just join one of the trainings to learn more about these advanced visualization techniques. Okay. And of course, you will receive this slide deck, and in this slide you will see exactly the screenshots of the presentation, live presentation that Ellen showed to you. Okay, so examples like real cases of usage. Okay, so now let's talk about tools. And first question is, what tools do you know or use? Yeah, if you're using a particular tool and you love it, share it in the chat. Maybe somebody never heard about it and will have a mental note and will go and search and research about it. But maybe you have like the some tools that you are really, really enjoying and you want to recommend. So go ahead and type in the chat if you're not currently using any, type those that you heard that they are good but you maybe are not sure, or type a question. So we see Tableau, Excel. Oh, MicroStrategy. I never heard about this. So for me, it's a gem for today. So I need to go and search for it. Cognos and Excel. Yes, these are like really, really nice one. Power BI, like old school Excel, Tableau, Power BI. Okay. Thank you very much. So, Ellen, you started mentioning Excel. Do you want to add anything else about like the rest of them?
Just a quick note, maybe I will just try to share, at least I believe many of them might have seen, but it still may make sense for me to show a little bit of capabilities that Excel holds, which we might not be exploiting today. So let me see if I can
Mm-hmm.
just go to Excel for a minute and then open up any data set that we have. Maybe just 1 second. Some data, let me see. There'll be a lot of data points that I would have used. Okay. Say, for example, let me see if I'm sharing the right data. Uh, the local video presentations. No, not this one. I think I'll drop this guy because it's kind of remove this source and add another source. Okay.
Meanwhile, while you are preparing, yes, I would put the slide with Excel.
Sure.
Yes, so also Excel is kind of like old school. It's still really, really, really good as a tool. Yeah. Okay, we see your screen,
Okay, very
Alan.
good. So this is some
Mm-hmm.
data that I have collected about one of our projects where we're trying to decide on the keywords to use and all that kind of thing. And here it says I take this data and go to insert and look at charts. I'll just try to see all charts. Okay. Then you can see here how many variety of charts Excel gives you. Column, which is all of us have seen, line, pie, bar, area, scatter, map, stock, surface, radar, tree map, sunburst, histogram, box and whisker, waterfall, funnel, and some combo chart. So just look at the capability that Excel has given us. I personally haven't used all kinds of charts, but I believe if you are very keen on a data analytics skill set, I believe most of this you can learn. It's not very complicated, and spend some time, get some good data set, and apply this thing. So some of them, of course, I showed you, like funnel I showed you bar, line, column. But all this we can actually try just with our plain simple Excel. Yes, I will give you back the control.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So of course, Excel is great because it's a tool that is affordable. I mean, affordable, it's not about the money, but about the usage. Yeah, many of us already know this tool, so it's not like something new to learn. And if we talk about like a manageable amount of data, like Len mentioned, yeah, then it's like a tool to go, especially for traditional data, yeah, like relationship data when you have columns. Yeah, so this is really, really great. And of course you can use it as integration tool. Like you can import lots of data from text or Power Query or other sources. Yeah, you can summarize it, you can explore, you can visualize. So this is really, really great. But then what if you need more, then you go to the either Power BI or Tableau. Yeah, by more I mean like more data or more diverse data. Yeah, so then Excel is not enough. So if you're just starting learning about data analysis slash analytics, and into collecting data. Actually, collecting is you may need to have data collected. Okay, so let's take collection separately because it's a distinct topic. So you have data sets, and then maybe you want to learn how to analyze data to see if it's ready for analytics. Maybe you need to clean up a bit, so you need to prepare it for analytics and then do analytics and then do visualization. And you are really like just learning. Then on the internet you can search for different like open sources data available from different like universities or research centers, and you can import into Excel and use Excel like a playground. And then when you feel like that you reached your full potential with Excel, you can transition to the other ones. And somebody mentioned in the chat, I was reading every message, Python and R languages, but these are not tools, these are languages. So what's the difference? A tool has a like predefined set of features, functionalities. If you're a beginner, if you don't need any sophisticated complex algorithms, that's enough. But if you need more in advanced topics, then studying R and Python would be beneficial for you. Speaking about studying, speaking about studying, okay? So of course you can be a self-learner, or you can join any online training that is self-paced, or you can join a group of people in live sessions. Yeah, in live sessions. Ellen, can you share about what Adaptive has to offer from this perspective, from this career path
Okay.
perspective?
We offer actually two programs on data analytics. One is the certification in data analytics from IIBA, which is popularly known as CBDA. And a lot of students have completed CBDA as part of their learning process. That also helps you to recertify yourself as a CBAP or a CCBA. So if you have completed CBAP and you want to maintain CBAP, CBDA comes in handy because you're learning a new subject domain, and it also helps you to maintain your existing certification. We also have a data analytics bootcamp, which includes CBDA plus training on Excel, SQL, and Tableau. So that's a course which is not only getting you ready for CBDA, but it will also tell you or teach you about the popular tools that you use in this space.
And those of you who already have been with Adaptive, you know the value of live sessions. Yeah, when there is a tutor available for any kind of question, when you can learn from real examples. So that would be the biggest takeaway from a self-learning versus a live interactive sessions. Okay, yeah, so this is expert facilitation. And of course, you need to know like what's the guarantee? What's the guarantee of success? So, learn, Ellen, can you share like what does that mean?
Okay.
Triple
So
guarantee.
this is something we have been having for quite long time. One is success guarantee means in case you are not successful in the exam with us after following our guidelines, we pay for your retake fees two times. So you get three attempts to complete the certification, which we believe is more than enough. Almost by everyone in our history has been through the process. Maybe a couple of students out of this 2,000 students base did not do very well. Otherwise, about 1,500 plus have already successfully completed different certifications with us. Our sessions are guaranteed to run. So even if there is one student, we do not cancel the session. If we cancel, we pay a penalty from our side. So that's why we make sure that we don't cancel the session. Money back is applicable when, after following our courses, you're not successful, you want to take your money back, you can do that as well.
This is crazy, to be honest. I don't know how, like, I don't know any other company that will be doing live sessions with one student. And it's, I can be like, and I had sessions with one student. So that's a fact. It's not just like a promise, it's a
In
fact.
fact,
Yeah.
Victoria,
So
before I logged into this webinar, I was teaching one of our past student. She's an ECBA, but she wanted to learn product ownership. So I said, okay, even if there is one student, I'm still good to go, because end of the day, they carry that impression. They go around and they tell that my session ran, even if I was just one student.
yeah, and this is customer orientation because our students are not just customers, are our like friends. We have long-term relationships. They are returning customers. They do one certification with us, then they come back. They write such amazing testimonials, which of course, me personally, I'm very grateful and I love them. So that's a friendship. That's a friendship. Speaking about what is behind adaptive, like that's a lot of information. So some of you who will be new to adaptive world, you might be overwhelmed of the amount of resources. Yeah, so first of all, there is like this first time attempt guarantee, which is mentioned, and also the fact that they like author the team is amazing. I will have a slide with the team, and there is like tools that are used, learning management tools, yeah, and life like simulation tools that are very very similar to exam tool, like so many things. And these live tutorials are beyond live sessions, yeah, so they're like live sessions that are part of training, and then they are different tutorials that are Q&A based. Yeah, so there is open agenda, you come with a question, and the tutor is there just for you. Yeah, and if you are one person, then it's like a private session. So many things. And somebody asked about support in application process. Yeah, so that is also given. So a lot of support is given. And of course, the feedback is amazing. And you can just go to LinkedIn and see adaptive. Just type adaptive in the LinkedIn, and you will see so many very nice messages. And especially, I love when I'm tagged into a certification, when somebody's sharing their certification. Yeah, and they're just tagging us as adaptive, like so rewarding. And when I say us, like this bigger group, so these are like trainers and coaches, and but also there's this huge crowd of people who you don't see them, but they're always there to support you. Yeah. um okay, Elan, do you want to explain this, like what are these data? This is data analysis now.
Yeah, so I think we just wanted to highlight what we charge our students and what do we provide, and you can go and take a look at any other provider. I think we have plenty of competition in the marketplace, and be I mean, you can always compare yourself. I think we don't have to do it. Take a look at it. If you're looking at getting yourself CBDA certified, you are definitely in a great place, and especially my colleague Tom Tomasovic, who generally conducts the CBDA courses. He's an amazing data trainer. And you can look at his profile and see the amount of work he keeps doing on data side.
And of course, there is a link that you cannot take from this presentation directly. You can do the screenshot, or maybe some of our team can give it this link directly to the chat. Here you can download the mock-up questions regarding CBDA exam. Finally, drum rolls. Ta-da-dam!
Yeah.
The
So
promise
yeah,
coupon code is here.
good. So we generally give 6 months of access for our courses. But since you are in this webinar, you can mention this webinar code. So our customer support team will give you 7 months of access. And based on the course date, between today and the course starting date, that remains free for you. So if you register for a course in September or whenever it is happening, the period between today and that day, it's all not charged. So the charge happens only after we complete the training. From there, 6 months. That's the period for which we charge.
Okay, thank you. And we are approaching the Q&A. So before doing starting it, just again, congratulations for stepping into this topic. If you are here, that means this topic is of interest to you, and that's amazing. And this slide will be here just to say thank you. But let's see, Alan, if we have time for just take some of the questions.
I'll be happy to take.
Okay, one question is from Sorin. If the discount code is applicable for CBAP training as well, or only for CBDA training?
We can give you for any training that you wish to take.
So Sorin, take this slide and take the email and write
Yeah.
write to the this
We
email
just want
address.
to value your time because you have been here, and that's a small gesture that we can do for you.
Mm-hmm. And another question is if it's applicable to the inner circle subscription payment.
For the regular one, yes. For premium, we may have to think. But if you are a regular customer for Inner Circle, we can give you.
Again, just write directly to this email address. So let's see some other questions. Okay, how about the current students? Can they
They can
extend?
they can ask for. They can ask for.
What additional visualization tools are commonly used? Pamela is asking.
Usually, I have seen a lot of clients using ClickView. ClickView is also a nice tool. Um, so that's also something that you can take a look. And I remember a free edition of ClickView is also available. So if you're looking at a free edition of ClickView, you can download it and use it.
And also, I encourage you to scroll up on the chat because there were some very interesting suggestions which I was reviewing, and I was like, okay, I need to come back to this. I need to study this because these were new for me. I cannot see them immediately right now for recalling, but just scroll up and you will may find some gems, hidden gems. Okay. And of course, recertification, if you need to CDUs for a certification, it can be for any of the certifications, CBAP, CCBA, or the others. If you attend this training, you are having these hours. These are applicable.
Just
Yeah.
one quick note for all our past students and webinar attendees as well. We are trying to streamline our CDU process. Hopefully, in another 2 weeks' time, all of you would get a CDU certificate issued. So those of you
Mhm.
who joined the webinar this month or even last month, we're trying to see how do we catch up on the backlog. But we are setting up that process of issuing CDU certificate for each of our webinar attendees that we have not done yet, but I'm hoping in next 15 days it will be done.
Mhm. Okay, and there's another question, a really good one. Do we need to know coding to enhance our data analytics like Python? What do you think, Helen?
I don't think, maybe at some time, if your data set is very complex, the company may hire a data scientist type of a person who gets into the programming piece of the work. As a BA or a data analytics professional, usually programming isn't expected. But some of you may be good at programming, or you may come from a programming background. In that case, please feel free to learn. I do a bit of SQL coding, but other than SQL coding, I don't do programming like C Sharp and all. But I'm quite comfortable with SQL. And many BAs may say, no, 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 I don't want to do SQL. In that case, you have to have somebody in your company who could do that work for you. But if it becomes very technical, maybe you request your company to hire somebody or have a mentor or a guide or a consultant who can do that technical piece of work.
Mm-hmm. And I think it depends on the roadmap of your career path. Yeah. For instance, if you want to be just a business analyst, like a generalist business analyst, then you don't need it because there are many ways of achieving the same objective. Yeah. If you want to get specialized and maybe transition into data science or being closer to data science, kind of like going into that niche, then maybe that can be beneficial. Yeah. So it's not required, but it's a maybe if you wish to do so. Another question is this package including SQL and Tableau?
Does it does
Yeah. Yeah. And what is the duration of the program? That's another question.
about 4 to 5 months. It takes about 4 months to complete.
So that's maybe the answer for what is the ideal time for preparation as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, like 4 weeks.
usually if you're looking at CBDA, 2 to 2.5 months, but with the boot camp, it makes it around 4.5 months.
Another question is like, does CBDA requires more technical expertise? And I can tell you no,
No.
because I have a technical expertise and I was expected to use my technical expertise during the exam. That was not required, meaning that studying the guide, which I was on the first slide, Guide to Business Data Analytics, and focusing on the techniques that are mentioned there. These techniques may be seen as technical for some of you who never use them. So they may have this flavor that this is too technical, but believe me, it's not like real technical. Real technical is way more technical, let's say. So technical enough as stated in the guide. Let's focus like this. I hope that was a clear question. Okay, so we have 5 more minutes. I don't see any question here? Yes, of course. You will receive the slide deck. Yeah, and the questions that are not answered during this live session, we will review them and we will answer offline. Yes. So, Ellen, final thoughts?
Yeah, I think let me thank everyone who joined the webinar today. And I believe we had a pretty good attendance, which I loved. And then I hope you guys got some idea about this space and how analytics can be a supplemental skill to business analyst. So, because generally people are expecting BAs to become a bit more versatile. So you are looking at a skill on data analytics. People are expecting you to become a product owner. So please be open to learn areas which are associated with business analysis, and that will make you a much more richer BA. Your ability to contribute to your company also will be much more. And obviously, the more you contribute, the company would reward it. It's plain and simple. If you are contributing more, you can ask for more if the company is not paying you more. That's, I think, is a fair deal. And I wish to see some of you get CBDA certified, because that's a credible certification to hold. And in turn, you also get a benefit of renewing your CBAP or CCBA certificate as well.
Yes, and I would like to say thank you for everybody, not only for attending, but for engaging with us. That was fun. And let's see each other in the new webinars, in the future webinars. So thank you and bye, everybody.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye bye.